Take that back and then return to your seat. And we're going to go ahead and proceed with this morning's speaker. I'd like to introduce the young man who is going to introduce the speaker to you this morning. He is a recent graduate of Fairmont Senior High School in Fairmont, West Virginia. He'll be matriculating to West Virginia University in the fall. He's currently back on his first year as staff member and a counselor in Gilmer. Hayden Moran.
Speaker, Secretary of State Matt Warner. Secretary Warner graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point and West Virginia University's College of Law. He has 2 Master's of Law degrees, one in military law from the Army Judge Advocate General School, and one in international law from the University of Virginia. A decorated soldier, Secretary Warner served as the Chief of International Law for the United States Army Europe and was an instructor at the Army Judge Advocate General School. Served on staff at the U.S. Marine Corps College. He has been both the defense attorney and the chief prosecutor. He rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel before his retirement after 23 years in the United States Army. After retirement, Secretary Warner was called upon to use his professional, legal, and military expertise to run the organizational capacity building section of the world's largest rule of law program in Afghanistan for the United States Department of State. There, for 5 years, he mentored the Afghan Supreme Court, Attorney General's Office, the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Women's Affairs. A 6th-generation West Virginian who has spent his life promoting American ideals of democracy and freedom around the globe. Secretary Warner understands that vibrant, free market economy only occurs when clean, fair elections and a predictable court system under the rule of law have created a safe environment where investment can flourish. I present to you West Virginia Secretary of State, Matt Warner.
Well, what a pleasure, thrill it is to be here. I was in your seat 46 years ago. Now, my chief of communications here, Mike Queen, said, now, was Daniel Boone still clearing the land and building this building at that point? And I can tell you, looking back, it seems like just about yesterday that I'm sitting here where you guys are sitting today. You all were chosen because of your citizenship and basically devotion to community, state, and country. And there's no place better. It was back here on the wall. C.P. Hendrick said, the guy that kind of founded this place, said a day at Boys State is better than a week anywhere else, and I believe it. It's absolutely fantastic to be here. And you guys, I know you're still early on in this week, but it's going to just get better and better as you get to know more and more people. Take the opportunity to learn everybody that you can, because you're going to be seeing them throughout college, throughout careers, and then one day we'll be back here speaking as I am, or working on staff. And speaking of staff, I want to thank all of you guys that are on staff. Everybody that's in the American Legion has put their life on the line at some point in time. Wrote a blank check payable to the United States of America, up to and including their life. And so take some extra time as you have to stop to this week, get to know some of the Legionnaires, student or whatever. You guys are picked for the all-around character, the all-around man, and that's why you're here today. And so what I want to do is talk about what I've done in those intermediate 46 years that have brought me back to this point of being Secretary of State for the state of West Virginia. And I've put on your table my business cards. And I want you to pay attention to that, even pick it up, stick it in your pocket if you have a chance, and then use it to call me, email me, write me, phone me, whatever. If you want to come down and spend a day at the Capitol with me or whatever, just let me know anything that I can do to help you guys. And I can give you all kinds of different advice on how to get into colleges, how to get a job, all those kinds of things that you're going to be facing, or you are facing right now. Because as a fellow Boy Scout, there's nothing we can do better than to help one another. And let me tell you, if you guys are sitting back here behind one of the pillars and you can't see, you can either go to sleep all day or if you want to, you can get up and walk around, come around here where you can see me or whatever. Zach was telling me a little bit ago. He's been sitting back there, and it was nice to come up here today so he could watch this. And while I've got both Zach and I figured this out, guys. There are 2 people elected, for Secretary of State. One was Zach and one was the tree. I was able to figure out which one was the tree and which one was Zach, all right? If I can have the 2 of you step up here for just a minute. you guys have picked the most important job to run for. Now, I know you didn't know that at the time that you did that, but I say it's the most important job because what's neat about the Secretary of State job is everything starts there. We're mostly known for elections, but folks, if you look on the back of that card, it says, "We mean business." The Secretary of State's office is where all the businesses begin in the state of West Virginia as well. You register your businesses. We have over 108,000 businesses registered in the state of West Virginia. So if you're into business, if you're an entrepreneur or whatever, you're going to be dealing with the Secretary of State's job. If you vote in an election, you're going to be dealing with the Secretary of State's job. If the legislature passes a bill that affects you, and every one of you are going to be affected by a bill at some point in time or the other, when the governor signs it, now you've heard in your 8th grade civics class and so forth about the three parts of the state government, the legislative, the judicial, and the executive, and that you've learned that when the governor signs a bill, it becomes law. It doesn't, folks. One of the things I learned, and it took me to get to the Secretary of State's job to learn, it doesn't become law until it comes across the hall from the governor's office to my office, and we put a seal on it, and I sign that law, notarizing, saying basically that Jim Justice is the governor. That's when it becomes official, and that's when it takes effect. So that's what I love about this job as Secretary of State. There's so many moving parts to it, and that's why I say you guys have signed up for the most important job. And what I'd like to do is give each one of you a state flag in recognition of your willingness to serve. Thank you. The Secretary of State's main points of contact throughout the state are the 55 county clerks. So each one of you comes from a county, you've got a county clerk, and they register everything from birth to death. Just like the Secretary of State's office, we deal with businesses and elections and so forth. The county clerk deals with all kinds of stuff that affect your life. So get to know your county clerk. That's also where the registrations take place. I'm the chief elections officer for the state of West Virginia, but the county clerks are the chief elections officer for those counties. And this becomes very important because I want to talk to you today first about the elections, because what happened in 2016 and the Russian hacking is very real. And I want to bring it to your all's attention because you guys were pretty much born with these things in your hand, and they pretty much haven't left your hand since that time. And the Russians know that. The Chinese know it. The North Koreans. The Iranians. They know that every one of you is carrying one of these, and so they know that this is the front line of the next war. It's already happening, folks. They are using this to try to influence our elections. Now, we were back here playing checkers in 2016 when they were playing chess. We were on the one-dimensional level saying, we're worried about them going in and hacking a voting machine. In fact, there was a hackers conference out in Las Vegas. And they said, oh, if you give us 28 minutes, we can break into a voting machine and we can change the vote from this to that. Well, yeah, that may be true. If you have an unfettered access, which nobody does in any of the counties, I can tell you. And not one vote was changed as far as we know in the 2016 election. So that's what we were thinking about. The Russians were far above us. They were playing chess, almost three-dimensional chess. Because what they were doing is they weren't trying to change a vote. They were trying to change an entire society, an entire election system, the entire process. And they were doing it using Facebook, Google, Twitter, all those things that you're on every day. And they're putting out advertisements on your cell phones trying to influence you. They're trying to say that Black Lives Matter or the KKK is the way to go, or Hillary Clinton's going to win, or Donald Trump's going to win, or whatever. Muslims against Christians. They didn't care. They looked for the fissures, the cracks in American society, and then tried to get us to go against one another. So they would put out an ad saying, come on for a pro-Hillary rally. Put it on Main Street at 2 o'clock in Miami. They go to the Trump supporters and say, come on down to Main Street, Miami, 2 o'clock, pro-Trump. They get two factions to go against one another, hoping they'd have a Charlottesville or a Missouri-type situation where we'd have people fighting one another. And what they're trying to do is trying to have us lose focus, lose faith in our government, in our electoral process. They would send messages to African American communities and saying, don't even bother voting, it's not worth it. Okay, your vote doesn't count. Trying to get people to stay home. Trying to make people, so if they can get, we think that, you know, they're going to go to the big states, they're going to go to California or Florida or Ohio, or they're going to go to the swing states like North Carolina and try to change something there. Folks, all they have to do, they went to Arizona and Illinois. They went to California, they went to certain precincts and tried to change R's to D's and D's to R's. So if you were a Republican and you went and said, I want a Republican ballot, they said, no, you're registered as a Democrat. And they give you a Democrat ballot. And then you say, no, I'm a Republican. They say, well, you have to vote a provisional ballot. So then somebody else gets to decide whether your vote counts or not. That's what was going on in America. They were doing it, folks, using your cell phones. So I want you to be aware of that. Just because you see something, see, there are other studies that say the first time you see something, let's say you get a text from somebody that says the sky is green. Well, they can come back later and say, no, just kidding, the sky is blue. But you're going to remember that the sky is green because that was the first image you saw. So my warning to you is be careful what you see that comes across here. Don't just have one source of information. If you like Fox News, don't just go to Fox. Turn over to CNN. Go to ABC, NBC. Try all the different versions. Go print. Go media. Go wherever you need to go to get a balanced view of the world before you start forming your opinion. So that's my message to you real quick on elections. All right? It's real. You guys are the front line for the next war, and it's also already taking place in the information warfare of today. All right, so that's the what I have to say about elections. Next is on the businesses. I've talked a little bit about that already. The businesses, when I say we mean business in the back of the business card, I want you to be thinking entrepreneurship. That's what West Virginia is lacking so much. What the previous administration did in its war on coal, war on energy, and so forth, it ruined our state's economy. And we're just now starting to fight our way back. I want you guys to go get education, get the best education you can, but I want you to come back home to West Virginia, and I want you to create those jobs. Use that, see, we've got what everybody wants. We've got the millennial lifestyle you want. We've got those clean mountains, the clean air, the water. We've got it all in spades, but our young people continue to leave the state and they find job opportunities elsewhere. We need to create these job opportunities back here. We need, I saw on your platforms about expanding broadband throughout the state. We need to do this. Every corner, every holler in West Virginia has an opportunity to hit the internet, create the businesses, work from home, and create that entrepreneurship. I'm looking for you to come back and do that here in West Virginia. The last thing that I want to talk about is the overall the future of West Virginia, since we start talking businesses. Who can tell me what this is? What is it? All right, this is cracked ethane. I want to see a show of hands. Who can tell me what cracked ethane is? Who knows? Who's studying your chemistry? Some of you guys got to. Okay. What this represents, folks, is everything, every one of you in here is going to be affected by it. Right? I don't care if you're interested in geology, economics, mathematics, physics. I don't care what it is, arts and sciences, whatever. This is going to be a lot of the future of West Virginia. Just as coal has powered this state for the last 100 years, what's happening? Okay, let's do this. Let's see. If you are from Tyler County, please stand up. Please stay standing. Doddridge County, Wetzel County, Ohio, Marshall, Hancock, Calhoun, Pleasant, Harrison, Wood. Pretty much northwestern West Virginia, all the way down to Campbell. Okay, take a look around. You guys are sitting on top of a gold mine. All right? Not just one, but three. Marcellus Shale, Rogersville Shale, Utica Shale, all come together at various levels underneath the counties that you guys represent. All right, you can have a seat. Especially you, but the rest of you in the room, you need to understand what this is. When we dig those wells, all right, first those are jobs right there, digging the wells. As that gas comes out of the ground, it has to be piped to compressor stations and so forth. Those pipes, those represent jobs. Then it's distilled. Yeah, you know about distilleries from moonshine and things like that. We're talking about distilling gases. So methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane. All of that comes out of the ground and it has to be broken down into its component parts. If you've driven along Route 50 at Sherwood, how many of you seen the $2 billion facility there? All right? Yeah, I see a number of hands. That's the future of West Virginia. The distilling stuff at that point and pulling out the ethane. Now, how many of you heat up your homes with wood, coal, okay, methane, whatever, propane? Okay, you could heat your home with ethane. But if you used ethane to heat your home, it would be using $100 bills. You just be burning 100 bills. You could heat your home that way. That's not a very good use of those $100 bills, is it? Same thing goes on with ethane. You don't want to just burn the ethane or just burn it off. You want to send it to a cracker plant, and that's what's happening in southwestern Pennsylvania right now at Monaco. They've got a cracker plant going in. We have enough ethane coming out of the ground in West Virginia for 3 or 4 more cracker plants. And then from the cracker plants, that's what turns the ethane into plastic that is used to do anything from your car seats to your clothing to these ceiling tiles. Pretty much anything that isn't natural wood can be made from this. From a single cracker plant, you can have 55 different manufacturing plants manufacturing plastic bags, tires, you name it. That is the future of West Virginia. Right now, we are shipping this down to Houston, Texas. That's where it's getting cracked. So think of the cost of piping this stuff down to Houston, having cracked down there. Then this is about a pound of plastic. It costs 8 cents to ship this back from Houston back to the East Coast where it's in manufacture. Does that make sense to you? Why not do it all right here? Let's add value. As it comes out of the ground, let's distill it here, let's crack it here, let's manufacture it here, and let's hit the market. West Virginia is within 1 day's drive of 75% of the population of the United States of America. That's your future. That's why I said every one of you is going to be affected by this. Any facet of this that interests you, it's the manufacturing, mechanical engineering, physics, geology, getting to it, economics, the economics of all this. Every one of you has a future right here in West Virginia. We just have to realize it. You guys need, right now you get ready to go to college. Take advantage of that when you go to college. Don't just go there and pick some subject because it sounds interesting. Think about your future. Think about a job. Think about coming back here and creating a job in West Virginia. That's my challenge that I'll leave with you this morning. I challenge you to get the education, figure out the job, and bring it back here to West Virginia so we all can have a thriving economy and not look at, when you're here 40-some years from now talking to Boise State, you're not saying, come back here to West Virginia, we will already have it thriving. It will be a foregone conclusion people will have good paying jobs here in West Virginia. With that, I'm going to conclude with a challenge to you. You're all heading into your senior year. We have about 30-some Jennings Randolph schools in the state of West Virginia. That's where they've registered 100% of their student body to vote. That's what Angelo did, right? I've seen a number of people here that had that. I've been to their high schools to hand out various awards to recognize that. If your school hasn't registered 100% of your people to vote, I challenge you to go back this year and do it. Come to us. You got my card. Let us know you want to be an honorary Secretary of State. We'll bring you down to the state capitol for a day. You can shadow me for a day and learn what all the Secretary of State does, as well as the rest of the constitutional officers. And you can become a Jennings Randolph school as well. James Randolph was the West Virginia senator who got the 26th Amendment passed. That gave 18-year-olds the right to vote. I'm going over this afternoon and meeting the lady who was the first person in the United States of America to register as an 18-year-old. Ella Mae Thompson Haddox. All right? Her brother was killed in Vietnam, never having had the right to vote, because at the time you had to be 21 to vote. We sent 58,000 people over to take home in body bags. Many of them never had the right to vote. So don't ever take your right to vote for granted. My son served in Afghanistan. He had a woman had her leg blown off in front of him. He himself was wounded. He had to call an F-15 strikes. I was waiting to hear when I asked him, what was your hardest day in Afghanistan? Expecting him to tell me about one of these stories. He said, Dad, the hardest day in Afghanistan was election day. I said, election day? He said, yes, we had to go out. He cleared 5 IEDs from around one polling place. That's what the Taliban wanted to do. They wanted to blow people up so people wouldn't go vote in that Western-style democracy. I've seen men outside of the Supreme Court in Kabul, Afghanistan. You see, when they vote there, their voter identifications, they stick their finger in an inkwell. And so they have purple ink, and they go around proudly holding up that finger saying, instead of the I voted stickers I saw on some of you today, they hold up that purple finger showing the voted. But when the Taliban sees that, they cut the finger off as a symbol saying, don't vote in those Western-style elections. That's why I came back enthused, excited, thrilled to be the Secretary of State so I can bring free and fair elections to the state of West Virginia, ensure it and guarantee it. So I put this other challenge out to you. If you see any irregularities in any voting precincts or elections, I want you to report it to my office because I want to get out there and investigate it so we can ensure the people of West Virginia that they have the freest and fairest elections in the United States of America. Folks, I appreciate talking to you today. I'll be around for a little bit to answer any questions. Thank you for having me.